Good morning, everyone out on the West Coast. Good afternoon to those of you on the East Coast. And good evening to those of you off in Europe and Asia and that other side of the world that sometimes we forget about when we're broadcasting and streaming. But welcome to everyone. Looks like a bunch of USA people, a few from Canada, and a few from Europe watching right now as well. See Heath here with the weather, Luke with the weather, and Luke's just chiming in here that the clocks haven't changed yet. Still afternoon. All right, so late afternoon off there in Sheffield, England. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Monday. Are you still in bed? Wake up. Wake up. It's time to wake up. Way too late to sleep in. I know sometimes we have the kidneys time and kidneys takes a lot of flack for, sleeping in and working on his own clock. Well, hopefully you guys are up. Hopefully, kidneys, if you're listening, you're up ready to go on this Monday and take on the week. This is episode number 76. Zoom. Yes, our clocks went ahead on Saturday. Why can't they ever do that like on a Monday afternoon at 3 p.m.? Why can't they do it then? Say, okay, set your clocks ahead then. Boom. We're out of work a little bit earlier. No, it's always got to be like midnight on the Saturday. Yeah, I know for me, when I was teaching, this time change was always the roughest. Losing that hour of sleep was always rough on me to try and catch up and just feeling groggy. When we gained the hour in the fall time, then I really enjoyed that because it just seemed like, wow, the days are lasting forever. They're going on and on. But that 1 hour, at least for me and my clock, really the days go by really quick, and it takes me about a week to 10 days to acclimatize to the new time change. And Gorgo chimes in, my kidney sometimes gets me awake in the middle of the night. Yeah, well, we're talking about the streaming kidneys, but I hear you. Yeah, and those of you that are not over 40 or 45 or 50 yet, you'll get the reference a little bit later in life. So yeah, we're zooming ahead here in spring. Spring is almost here, and we're getting close to OOTP 24. We'll talk about that a little bit later. If you're new, I am Laptop Hound. I stream Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. That's my typical schedule. Some of us streamers, we're very schedulized. We're very routine, and we like to make sure we're on right around the same times. And other streamers in different games and different parts of the world, they just pop on whenever, and both ways are cool. But I like to kind of give you a heads up if you're new to the stream. I stream Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays at around 1 to 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Also have a YouTube channel. That's where I started out. So over 100 OOTP 22, 23 YouTube videos, including a couple big pack breaks, mega rips with Hulkamat over 1,500, and recently a impromptu rip with 39 Cobra or Vulcan_21, who recorded with me his pack rip of over 25 perfect packs. Yes, only perfect packs. And if you're watching this on the YouTube side after the fact, thank you again for your support. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the views. Thank you for sharing comments on the videos. More to come with OOTP 24 in the near future. Also, is Alsco a word? It sounds like a big box store. Let's go to Alsco. Also, Discord. My Discord channel is now open. Again, so many Discord channels out there. This is just a small little channel where we, as a community come together, share different things. And if you want to be part of that Discord environment and Discord community, the Hound community, if you want to be a Hound on there, just, click the link and we will give you access to the channel when time permits. A little bit busy right now, but there is the link if you want to join our Discord. OO23, OOTP 24. We talk about the weather. We talk about Major League Baseball, NHL hockey. That's where you can post screenshots of cool things that happen in your game. And yeah, good to see some of you there already and sharing some things about your experiences with life and with the game. And again, if you haven't checked out Gorgo, make sure you do. Gorgo is on Wednesday and he is on the weekends as well. And let's see if I can get that command right. That work this time? There we go. Yeah, Gorgo is on. There are the times that he's on. If you're new to the game because you've just discovered OOTP 24 is coming out and you're coming across these channels, you get drops from affiliates. You get up to 5 per day, standard packs. And we don't know when the switchover is going to be to OOTP 24. We don't know if there's going to be, a period of time where both games have drops, or if we just cut short on this one and go to 24. I'm sure we'll get that information in the coming days. But if you're new to OOTP, make sure you follow Gorgo. Make sure you follow myself. Make sure you follow EVC, Your Kidneys, Nersha Benko, I Rock This, Tessuigi, EMLB and the Commish, the Nerd Boys with Follow Durden and Astor, and so many. Yuka that streams usually at night and on the weekends. So many streamers that are willing to give you guys free packs just by watching their content, and such a variety of content. So check out the Discord, check out the different streamers and affiliates, and of course, check out YouTube as well. Oh, yeah, Luke, we will be getting to the World Baseball Championship. Is it over yet? Is that game over yet, Luke? We'll get to that in a minute. On Discord, too, we've got a few games that we're going to be playing as well with the community, including some Texas Hold'em. So if you are a Texas Hold'em player, if you are a trivia buff, if you enjoy playing games like board games like Balderdash and games with different memes and these fun games that make you laugh out loud once in a while, go check out the Discord. And as we get more membership and as the new game rolls out, we'll definitely get some of those games set up. So that is the Laptop Hound Discord now open. Thank you all to the subscribers. Thank you to the followers. Thanks to Jim Bowden1, who left a follow at the end of the stream last week. And see some of you again checking out the weather commands, the baseball commands, and hopefully the new emotes are working too. And the little subscriber badges that you get with a little coffee cup. So thank you so much. Of course, today being Monday, it is the Monday giveaway, and today's giveaway will be 10, or let me think here. Yeah, 10 packs Monday. it's Monday, guys. I got to remember where I am half the times, let alone what I'm doing. So 3 winners. We will do a draw for 10 packs. We'll do a draw for 5 packs. And then the winner of today's tourney will get the 5 packs at some point in the next 24 to 48 hours. So let's go and set up today's tourney. One of my favorite parts of the stream is these community tourneys. And I've won one of them. Some of you have won them before. We are going to get involved in ID 382 today. So if you're on and you have a slot available, get involved in ID 382. And if you are, make sure you put in, qualify for the winning packs. You have to put in, and then your team name for the account that you're using. So, of course, I am the Gladiators. Perfect draft. You don't need to own the cards to do this draft. It's free. Anyone can enter as long as you have a tournament slot available. And ID. This is a modern era draft. The designated hitter is active, so you'll be using the DH. So draft wisely. And again, in the chat, make sure you let me know who your perfect card was. You only get to select one perfect card. Mike and Cam went out. All right. Mike check. Mike, check 1, check 2, check 3. Steve says I'm back. Thanks, Cub fan Steve. Yeah, little glitchy on a Monday today. My game crashed and my network must have paused for a little bit. I am on the Starlink satellite network because I'm rural and anything that's not satellite doesn't really come in at a very high speed. So Starlink typically is very reliable, but every once in a while it goes out for a few seconds. All right, my first pick, I don't get any of the meta studs that you guys might have picked. I get this. IBDB got Babe Ruth. Oh, I would like to trade you for that Babe Ruth. I'll give you a Max Bishop and a Wilbur Cooper. I don't know who I'm going to take here. I guess John Smoltz. I guess. So a few of you didn't get some great picks. Andrew Jones for Luke Cicero with Doc White. I guess the card gods are not going to be with some of us today. All right, modern era. So let's go with I guess Louis Arez and Eddie Murray. Sure. First base, second base, pitcher. Actually, I was only allowed to pick one card there. Well, good. I would have picked Eddie Murray anyway. So I'm used to picking two cards in the perfecto drafts. You only get one card for the first 3 or 4 rounds. Next, let's go with, well, I'm going out first round, guys, because I am not getting a good selection of cards here. Let's go with, let's go with a guy with good eye, good defense, George Grantham. In the gold round, this is where you do get to pick 2 cards. And again, I'm going to go with a good center fielder. I always typically take this card if I don't have a center fielder by gold, and that's Valentin Drake. You know, because we have Drake up in Canada, so I'm just being nationalistic. Drake. And we've got third baseman, or we better take another pitcher. Let's go Brad Penny. Yeah, let's go Brad Penny. Don't want to lose out on pitchers by the time I get to silver. Tiny Bottom. I always want to say Tiny Bottom. Tiny Bonham. Mario Soto. Oh, not very good movement. Got to go with Kirk Gibson. We need some power. And let's finish out our outfield. Let's go with Ken Seiko. Next up, we've got need a shortstop. Roy McMillan, you are in. A little bit better than Derek Jeter. And DH, Hack Wilson. I don't have defense, guys, especially in the outfield, but I've got power. Next up, need a third baseman and pitching. Only got 2 starters. George Pipgras. No. A lot of these guys are great for dead ball, but not so much for modern era. Well, we'll take the best of the worst. We'll go with George and we'll go with John. No, not John. 26 stuff won't do it. Jason Fraser. Schmidt and Greenberg. Cobra, are you in the right draft? We only had one perfect card in this draft. This is ID 382. Unless there's a Diamond Greenberg. Yeah, this is 382. Oh, Cobra might be in the one that has a few other people in it already. Oh, or okay, yeah, that'd be a tough choice. I think I would go with Schmidt. Next up, let's get some pitchers. Ken Ryan. Still need a third baseman. None of you guys. None of you. Always, when you're one position short, you never get that card. I don't want any of you. Okay, I'll take Rudy. All right, 6 pitchers so far, only 3 starters. I got to get one more starter here, a catcher, third baseman. All right, this one's for Yuka. We're taking Mike Lowell. Mike Lowell, let's see if he can lead this team to greatness. And I don't see any pitchers here. All live. Joe Page, okay, another reliever. I'm going to be going into this tournament with 2 bronze pitchers. Hopefully we can sweep the first round. And I better get some catchers pronto. Got none yet. Always waiting on that Bill Selkeld, but I can't afford to wait that late. All right. I'm not sure, Grisso, if the tournament's full. Last I checked, it was 8 out of 16. You can check. It is ID, what is it, 383 or something? 382? ID 382. All right, a good bronze tournament catcher, Jim Pagliaroni. Other than that, Clyde Eagle, good defensive third baseman, can back up Mike Lowell. And again, if you're still manually collecting your drops, the drops are working now. So as long as you've got your account activated, as usual, you should be getting your drops. Round number 12. Carl Yastrzemski, no. Frank Allen. And we'll take Tyson Ross. 7, 9 pitchers, 5 cards. I like to take those platinum cards. So we're taking Omar, Junior Thompson, backup shortstop. And then I need 2 more pitchers. Wow. This round, I only got 2 pitchers to choose from. That is rare in round 5 to only get 2 pitchers of the iron cards. So I am short. I do definitely need to sweep. And I better get another outfielder. All right, let me double check. Second base, I think we're good. Better make sure I have a guy that can play second. Yes, Clyde Engel can play second. Well, not feeling the mojo of this draft here. Although I did get John Smoltz, so he should give me 1 victory. What is his stamina like, though? 71. Ooh. About 90 pitches. Ed Penny, yeah, you can go about 90. There's not a lot of high stamina guys. Hey, Allen. Oh. Sure, you can be my stopper. Put you guys in middle relief. Yeah, this is not pretty, guys. I hope you had a better draft. Just adjust a few of the sliders here. My infield's good. My outfield's not great. All right, let's check this out. Double check my hitting lineup here. Make sure everyone is in the proper places and OOTP didn't leave anyone out. Bill Schroeder as catcher. Yes, against lefties. Howard, Canseco, Hack Wilson, Mike Lowell. I hope you guys drafted some good pitchers because these look like some dominating batters. Eddie Murray, Drake, Canseco. You in as a backup. All right, we are good. Oh, Wildcat Bandit, make sure you stick around. Work is getting in the way. Neo, make sure you put in what your team name is, just so I can follow along here. We still have 3 spots open. So if you're a little bit late to the stream, there are three positions open in the perfect draft. Go get entered for a chance to win 5 standard packs if you can win the tournament. Hero is in. Okay, good. I'm not the only one where the draft went down after the first round. Well, even before the first round, the draft went down. All right, let's get back to the main screen. Again, happy Monday, guys. Hope everyone's doing well on this Monday as we continue along and share a little bit of information about OOTP and about how the weekend went. We will get to that right after the ad break. The ad break is coming up any second here, so stay tuned. We'll be back in about 90 seconds. Still a couple spots, I believe, open up in the draft. Get involved, 382. Quick tournament. All right, we are back, and I'm assuming that the tournament is now full or very, very close to being full. I see a few of you got in at the last minute there. So Fanatic is in, Clay is in. So we've got, looks like, pretty good full tournament going here on this Monday. So yes, once again, at the end of the stream, I will draw 2 winners, one for 10 packs, one for 5 packs, and one for the tournament 5 packs. Whoever wins that, we'll check in on that a little bit later. Again, not many more days that OOTP will likely offer free packs for this version of the game. So last chance to kind of win some of those packs in the next week or so. All right, let's get on to the weather, shall we? I hope Luke in Sheffield is done digging out of the snow. It is minus 12 degrees Celsius here, and that translates to 11 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to get some snow. Snow again tomorrow. Yes, we are mid-March, but it snows here sometimes, even in May. Even in May, believe it or not, sometimes we get some snow. Across this beautiful North American continent right now, the warm spot is Havana, Kingston, Miami is at 85, almost the hot spot today. Miami, 85 degrees. And of course, Orlando can't be too far behind. Well, actually, they are. They're a lot cooler today. Cubs fan Steve, you guys are 7 degrees cooler than Miami today, 78 in Orlando. And then it really tails off. San Jose at 58, Houston at 57, Atlanta at 50, all the way down. And our good friend Eureka in northern Canada is the cold spot today, minus 24 degrees Fahrenheit, which again is almost like summertime for them, minus 24. Edmonton, again, we are way up here on the chart. We are 3 degrees Fahrenheit according to this. So that is the North American update. Of course, one thing I like to do is to shout out subscribers, and I feature them from week to week. And this week, I want to feature subscriber and longtime follower of the channel, Wildcat Bandit, who chimed in a little earlier and said, "Hey, work is getting in the way, Lap." Well, hopefully, Wildcat, you've got one ear to the broadcast and one ear to the workplace. Because, yes, we are featuring you this week from Oklahoma City. If you didn't know that, Wildcat, who just, you know, pounds out the emotes when I'm opening packs. And we've talked about, different tornadoes because he's kind of in that tornado alley kind of area. And they've had some nasty weather in the last few weeks. Wildcat Bandit loved the Astros, still likes the Astros, hence got the Astros uniform on today, Wildcat. Popular player of the Astros of the time. I'm sure you will recognize that player. So yeah, sport and the Astro. I'd love to get one of those retro, I always picture Nolan Ryan in that orange and that rainbow kind of looking uniform from I think it was the 70s or 80s. That's my favorite Astros. I love the retro uniforms. One day I'm going to get myself a Nolan Ryan Houston retro jersey because I pinstripes are okay, but I kind of prefer the old classic look. Same with San Diego, the brown and the yellow, the Blue Jays with the powder blue. Same with the Expos. Yes, there it is. Gristle Whistle, the Tequila Sunrise uniform. That's what they refer to it as. So Wildcat Bandit from Oklahoma City, formerly from Texas. Big fan of the Astros and especially the Bees, the Biggio, the Bagwell, and of course I'm wearing my Berkman jersey today. So the Killer Bees, who dominated the Houston lineup for a few years, and just pounded the ball. So great three to kind of be fans of at the time. Also, of course, we got the Oklahoma Thunder. We've got the Oklahoma City Dodgers. And I guess this is Oklahoma State University. Big fan of Oklahoma State University sports is Wildcat. So, yeah, going to feature Oklahoma and Oklahoma City this week in kind of tribute. And thanks to Wildcat for his continued support of the channel, especially early on when I was just finding my way and encouraging me and supporting me every day that I was streaming. So my kind of tribute back to my subscribers. So 140 of you currently watching today. And what is it like in Oklahoma City, you may ask? What does Wildcat have to endure today? Well, those are the temperatures that he's facing. 35 degrees Fahrenheit. And I'm not one to do translations to Celsius so much quickly, so I don't know what that works out to be Celsius. But yes, it is going to be partly sunny, and then it's going to get cloudy most of the day in Oklahoma City before it clears off in the evening and reaches 34 degrees Fahrenheit. That is your forecast for the next few hours in Oklahoma City. Let me refresh that. There we go. So we will be focusing on some of the things in Oklahoma City. And for me as a Canadian, and if you are not in the United States, if you're in Europe, if you're in Canada, if you're in South America, probably your line of thinking is the same as mine in terms of what comes to mind when you hear Oklahoma City. And I don't know if any of you were in Oklahoma at the time or in a neighboring state. or are old enough to really remember this situation. But for me, when I hear of Oklahoma City, I can't help it. This negative event pops in my mind. It's one of the first things I think about in Oklahoma. And that's kind of sad that this is something that, most people would attribute to the city of Oklahoma City. But it was a huge event. We see the bombing 1995 and I don't know how many people lost their lives, but I'm assuming a few hundred. Probably says in the article here sometime or somewhere. But yeah, on April 20th, 19 or April 19th, 1995, 9:02 in the morning, the horrific bombing of the federal building. So again, unfortunately, sometimes these situations stay with us in history and kind of stereotype, not stereotype, but kind of um, are part of a city's identity. And 168 souls, there we go. 168 souls lost, including 19 children, several more injured. So yeah, just saw that Wildcat that there was a daycare on the first floor. So yeah, that I mean, look at that building, just a huge section taken out. And I don't follow, the recent events. I don't know much more about this bombing other than, I was a young teacher at the time. I was probably in my 7th or 8th year teaching, and in the morning when I heard about this, because we're I think maybe an hour behind, so I might have been on my way to work, and it was just like, whoa, like this terrorist activity taking place within the United States by a fellow American. Heath remembers how much it messed up your head when it happened. You would have been 12. Yeah, I could imagine as a young kid how it just, psychologically, mentally can hurt you. They caught the guy because he blew his license. It blew it like his license plate off. Oh, I saw somewhere in this article that by the time they figured out who did it, he was in jail already because where is that here? Yeah, he had been pulled over just north of Oklahoma City by a trooper who noticed a missing license plate on his Mercury Marquis, and he had a concealed weapon and therefore was arrested for that offense 90 minutes after the bombing. So they already had him in custody on a different situation. So I did not know that it was the blast that blew off the license plate. So yeah, good fortune that they were able to apprehend this guy, who I will not say his name and give him any kind of publicity. But there you go. That is one event that we attribute to Oklahoma City. But of course, there are so many other cool things about Oklahoma City. As Wildcat Bandit provided me some information and I did a little bit of research on my own, it's definitely a city I would love to go to. It seems like it has a very strong art community. Wildcat, correct me if I'm wrong, but just like Heath mentioned about North Carolina and Raleigh, that very strong art sense of community, so does Oklahoma City. And I tagged a few things here. We'll go through a couple today and we'll go through a couple tomorrow. But the Oklahoma City Museum of Art. I don't know, Wildcat, if you are a art fan or if you've been to this building, but as I was going through it, I was just impressed by, oops, let me get on the right page here. Yeah, impressed by the different beautiful hallways and lighting and the windows and like look at this amazing. Are these, I don't know what these are, if it's just like balloons Looks like something I would make animal balloons out of, or is this out of glass? Just beautiful. Yeah, not much into art. I'm not a connoisseur of art, but definitely when I see things like this, it's like, whoa, this is pretty cool. I could easily spend a day walking through here and being impressed by all of these different exhibits. And they're cool exhibits. They're not exhibits that I would think are overly controversial, like some art museums have. Yeah, just fantastic. So if you're ever in Oklahoma City and you love fine art, definitely want to check that out. Oh, Gristle Whistle. Are you from Gristle? Are you from Oklahoma as well? Art by Chihuly? And IBDB says that Chihuly is from his area. Well, cool. Look at the connections that we can make just by and again, art is in the eye of the beholder. I like this. That to me is traditional art. This, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'd hang that on my wall, but like I said, art is in the eye of the beholder and there's something for everyone. The Sonics, yeah, Seattle. Go Mariners. Yeah, the former Seattle Supersonics. They were my team in the 80s and their championship. Yeah, I hear you. I like the Supersonics too because we didn't have a Canadian team at that time. We didn't have the Raptors. Uh, Other places that I kind of came across as I was doing this, there is something called Bricktown Water Taxi. And again, if you have time, Wildcat, tell us a little bit about this. Looks like a very touristy kind of place. I don't know if it's open only at certain times of the year, probably in the summer. Very cool that you can kind of take these boats. And I saw some of the artwork there as well, like this one here with the horses. I mean, those must be made of iron, right? I would imagine these are all ironworks. Like how cool? How cool are these things? Stagecoaches. Okay, so this must be, in tribute to settling the West, I would imagine. So Bricktown Water Taxi. And another one I came across was this one here. I don't see any kind of heading or title on it. I don't know what the meaning of this is, but based on the people standing in the background, it looks like it's a fairly large size. What else do we got? Of course, a lot of different waterworks. You got the murals on the buildings like many communities do. So very cool. So yeah, if you guys have been to Oklahoma City, chime in. What are your memories of Oklahoma City? Wildcat, is it a very like I know Texas is very ranch oriented and a lot of cowboys, ranchers, old west kind of feel to it in a lot of places. Is Oklahoma City still very much like that? A lot of agriculture, farming, ranching, horses, like people own horses. Yeah, I'm just getting wrapped up in we don't have a lot of this up in Edmonton, Alberta. I mean, we have a few very cool places and we've got, one of the biggest malls, indoor malls in the world, West Edmonton Mall. But the history. I love the history as a social studies teacher. Looks like this might be, uh, obviously war, sign of some sort of monuments. So very cool. That is the Bricktown Water Taxi area. And let's go to one more today. Let's go up and visit this one here. I thought this was interesting. Maybe Wildcat has a little more background on this one. The Factory Obscura mixtape. This kind of reminds me of the grunge era in the 1990s. So maybe this is something that, is from the 1990s. But again, if we look at this area of town, it looks like a lot of old buildings. And Wildcat has no further details on that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. There's over 2,000 photos here. I don't know if it's like just a retro like museum, but it was listed on one of the top 10 areas to go visit if you're in Oklahoma City. Yeah, very, very strange. And of course, the mixtapes. Who didn't make mixtapes, right? Back in the 80s, if you're old enough, if you're in your, 40s, 50s, or 60s or older, you made the mixtapes, right? You had your girlfriend or your other friends, and you said, "Hey, here's some cool music. I made you a mixtape," right? Come on, admit it, guys. You made people mixtapes, whether it's on your little recorder or by transferring from an album or from the radio. You made mixtapes. That was your identity. That was to kind of showcase who you are and to try and persuade people to listen to your type of music, especially if it's like independent artists. I remember there used to be magazines that came out in the 90s with CDs of alternative music, and it would expose me to all these different musicians that I'd never heard of before. And then I found, hey, I like that song on this sample CD, and I went and bought their regular CD. So there you go. That is a little bit of what you'd find. A lot of neon. Automobile Alley, where the neon lights are bright. I don't know if that's part of the same building, but the pictures are part of the same grouping there. So Factory Obscura mixtape. There's a new movie studio in downtown. We're getting quite a few movies filmed there. All right, let's live see if we can find that. I don't know again how much access you have because you're at work here, but yeah, give me some direction. Is it north of Capitol Hill? Is it by the fairgrounds? Is it by Empire Slice House Pizza? The state capitol? Uptown? Give me some direction here. Probably somewhere in this area. By Trinity School? State Capitol. Yeah, where was the state capitol building? I saw it. There's Capitol Hill. There it is. Here you go, Oklahoma City. And just again, I can't believe how they were able to construct these things, this massive size, so many years ago without the modern equipment that we have today. This is jaw dropping looking at some of these buildings. There you go. State Capitol. They always have a lot of artwork. Very cool. Of course, probably all the different politicians. I don't know. I don't, because I'm Canadian. I don't know if the head guys in state capital are governors or senators or I don't know what members of parliament. So there you go. That is the Oklahoma state capital. Yeah, Heath, this does look like a nice one. I guess, yeah, I can't assume they're the same in every state across America. Very cool. So yeah, maybe I'll touch base with Wildcat when he's not working and try and find out where that new movie studio is. It says it's right across the street from Paycom Arena. Okay, let's go to Paycom. So I assume this is your former Seattle Supersonics home arena, Paycom Center. Is it just basketball? Do they have any other major sports that play in that arena? Is it like hockey as well? Do they put ice in there? So he says right across the street. Is it the Prairie Surf Studios? Is that the one I'm looking for? Okay, good. So no pictures of it, just one. Just one. Oh no, 4,000. All right. Well, since we're here, let's take a look. Okay. Yeah, so it looks like your typical kind of I don't know what they're doing here. Looks like they have some that's pretty big. So a lot of Hollywood movies. Is there any that you know offhand, Wildcat, that you know were filmed there? It's like theatrical productions as well. Any name brand movies or movies that we would be familiar with? Whoa, Transformers, Bumblebee, Engage, Activate, or whatever they say. I am Optimus Prime. All right, so they do have ice in somewhere around that region. You never know with pictures if they're for the proper places. Tulsa King is the only one that you know of offhand. All right. Well, very cool. So again, we are kind of paying some tribute to one of the OOTP users, Wildcat. This is his first year playing OOTP Perfect Team, and his son got him kind of hooked on the game. So sometimes we discover these games on our own, and sometimes it's the family that gets us into it. We are currently on a break. We will be back in 60 seconds. Stay tuned. All right, we are back. Thank you guys again for checking in. Over 150 of you on this Monday. I hope your Monday is going wonderfully as you ease back into the work week. Again, just finished kind of our first look at Oklahoma City, Wildcat Bandit, one of the followers, subscribers here, big Houston Astro fan. But Wildcat did tell me that he used to like some Red Sox as well. I believe it was Yaz and Fred Lynn and, that time period during the Boston Red Sox good team run that he kind of fell in love with a few of the players over there on the East Coast. So Red Sox fan, OSU fan, Oklahoma City Dodgers, Houston Astros, and a resident of Oklahoma City. And I did learn from his wife through Wildcat that Mr. Mickey Mantle and Johnny Bench, I believe, were the two that are from Oklahoma City. And as I was going through this, there is a street named after Mickey Mantle. I have no clue where it is right now, but there is a Mickey Mantle street or avenue in Oklahoma City. So how cool, paying recognition to the great Mickey Mantle, who, I wouldn't mind having his rookie card. Oh, not OK City? Binger and Commerce. Okay. I thought it was I thought I came across it as part of Oklahoma City. Maybe not. That's what I get for, trying to Google through and not knowing the area too well. All right. Thanks for the update there. And the filming was a Paramount Network TV show. Wildcat has mentioned that Tulsa, where was it here? Tulsa King, a Paramount show. All right. So we'll go through some more Oklahoma sites tomorrow. Uh, do you know offhand, Wildcat, what the population is? Are we looking at 300,000, 800,000, a million? What do we have for the population of Oklahoma City? All right, we'll get back to our tournament a little bit later, but on Thursday, it was a wild one, and the President TTC, run by Mimza, 1 hour laptop pound 16 team tournament on Thursday, and therefore won the 5 packs, which were delivered a long time ago. Should have those packs. And if you ever win packs, just check your transaction history. It should say custom event. So, congratulations to the Presidents of the United States of America, a band that I listened to back in the 90s, as they won this tournament 4-3 over the Plano Attack. This was Mamimza's team that he drafted. This was the winning team. So he drafted Lou Whitaker and Cy Young. So definitely got lucky with a meta pitcher in round one, and then went with power. Martinez, Donaldson, Fox, Fred Lynn were his 4 diamond cards. That smart move. That's why I went with a lot of power in my lineup today, because I want to see if power wins. And then he had some, really good bronze guys, Nip Winters, Jim Costantny, both that are, can play in bronze tournaments. Alex Wood. So there is the winning team that was drafted on Thursday. The MVPs, the players that did really well, we've got Mr. McFadden, who did not allow an earned run, Danny McFadden. Mr. Forster, under 1 ERA, also had 3 wins. Gonsolin, 3 wins. Tex Houston, 3 wins. Save wise, it was Mr. Skip Lockwood, who led the tournament with 5 saves. And Tex Houston and Cy Young had a 1.3 WAR. Hitter-wise, Coco Crisp was the hitter of the tournament, hitting 483. Wow, way to go, Coco. Mr. Horner was second, 436. And Yadier Molina, not sure if that was the perfect card or not, but he hit 415. 8 home runs for Carlos Santana, the gold Carlos Santana. He finished with a 348 average, 8 home runs. Hal McRae second with 7. And RBIs, Nelson Cruz. The gold 89 Nelson Cruz had 22 RBIs. Carlos Santana with 21. Those are the tournament updates from last week. Well, this happened. I'd like to thank Monter Don for contributing these screenshots. First of all, he sent me the top one, which is Lap. I can't believe it. Greg Maddux pitched 2 Greg Madduxes in a row. And I'm like, well, that sounds reasonable. So Greg Maddux is getting hot for a lot of people. And he had a 98 pitch game, a 92 pitch game, complete games, 3 hits, 4 hits, and had a 14-1 record with Monter Don. Way to go, Greg Maddux. And the second screenshot that he sent me was Ty Cobb on base streak in Diamond. This is Diamond, guys. Ty Cobb, yeah, is a meta player, a great player. But in Diamond, an 83 game on base streak. Unbelievable. 83 games. So half the season. Amazing. And then the bottom section just kind of shows me the seasons that his Ty Cobb had. A 312 average, a 335 average, and a 333 average. So when you wonder why is Ty Cobb selling for $1 million, $2 million, $3 million perfect points? I think Rob Deer and Headlights sold his Ty Cobb for $3 million. Last night there was one for like 1.25 million. That was a very not gouge price. This is why. When Ty Cobb can have an 83 game on base streak and hit well over 300 in Diamond, it's a player you kind of want if you plan on playing this game for another year. Luke is walking home from work. All right. Yeah, stay safe out there. Make sure you don't slip on the snow unless it's melted already. Hero Kvetch, you're only $1 million short? Well, I'm like 1.25 million short. So it's definitely a card we all strive for. Also, congratulations to Luke and to Cubs fan Steve, who made the finals of, I believe this is silver. Looks silver to me. In the theme team, and I'll let EVC kind of cover that more in his stream at I think he's on at 5:30 today, maybe 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. I know he's coming on a little bit later because he wants to watch some preseason baseball. So the top platinum bunters. So longtime follower of the channel, congratulations. Luke, I feel bad for you. It's one of those where I want both you guys to win. But unfortunately, in Perfect Team, you can only have one winner. Also, last night, a new trophy given out to the Plutos. The first time they have won Perfect Team. I believe they have a Lefty Cheese Park, or at least they did at one time. And they ended up winning it pretty convincingly. And they will get one of those beautiful physical trophies delivered to them in the near future. We'll ignore the bracketed part from Cubs fan Steve. Luke's probably walking home right now, so he's probably not hearing any of this. And Heath confirms that the Plutos do run a Lefty Cheese Park, which we'll get back to that in just a minute. So congratulations to the Plutos. I believe there are two more physical trophies available to be won. So this Sunday they'll give out one, next Sunday they'll give out one, and that's it. That is it. The rest then is just for bragging rights and for digital trophies. Dish on the stream mentioned they will not be streaming Perfect Team Championship finals for this version of the game anymore. Last night's was the final one. So even though there are still a couple more trophies up for grabs, it won't be streamed. Unless someone else makes the finals and they want to stream it on their channel. But it won't be done by the official channel. So congratulations to them. And now let's talk about my main team. Sip of coffee for this one. Cheers. Welcome, guys. What do we got? We got over 160 of you viewing in right now, including 7 different nations. We got the Americans, the Canadians. We've got our one Polish friend. Welcome back from Poland. 1 from South Korea, 3 from the UK, 1 from Denmark, and 1 from Germany. So glad to have you guys here. Let's talk about my team and how they did. Cheers. Hazelnut blend today with hazelnut creamer and butterscotch coffee flavoring. You need that on a Monday. Actually, I need that every day. Okay, so this is the Rocky Mountain Gladiators. They had a bye in the first round. So they made it to the conference championships, and they were up against the Dinkytown Dinks, which is run by Radman. And I haven't seen Radman in the chat for a while. He used to be a regular of the channel, but maybe life got in the way, or he's working. But I was up against Radman's team, down 3-1, and I thought it's pretty much over. And the other side of the bracket is finished already. Dominating team all season was the Gonzaga team, and they won their semifinal match in 5 games. So I figured, well, all hope is probably lost. So here we go. Game 1, the Dinks won 5-4. They won game 2 4-3. I came back to win game 3, 3-1, and then they beat me in a close game 4, 7-6. So that was the graphic I showed you. I'm down 3-1. We go to game number 5. Rocky Mountain Gladiators win 5-1. We go to game 6. Walter Johnson comes in, takes the win, and we beat them 8-6. Going to the final pivotal game 7. They have Cliff Lee. We have Hal Newhouser. I'm in their ballpark, and we're able to beat them 6-1. So not quite a reverse sweep, but we're down 2-0. We're down 3-1. And my apologies, Radman. I know you had a good team this year in Diamond. You were cruising along, and somehow the Gladiators had some fight in them, and we were able to beat you in game 7. So then we go on to the finals up against a dominating team. So let me just take some time here, because I want to do this, because this is the Diamond Finals. The winner goes on to Perfect, and want to take a look at both teams' cards. Here is my team. Grove, Johnson, Maddox, Matlick, Newhouser. You see some really good pitchers, and I'm a lefty cheese park. So all of my starters all season were lefties. Grove, Matlick, Newhouser, Cliff Lee, Fernando Valenzuela. That was my starting rotation. I had 2 really strong righties, Maddox and Johnson, in the bullpen. Hitting wise, I got Yogi Berra and Cochran. Decent, above average. Greenberg and Votto at first. I bought Eddie Collins on the card shop after round 2. I figured I have Jackie Robinson, but I'm going to look for a little bit of an upgrade. So I bought Eddie Collins and was able to stick him into round 3, because you can change players in the playoffs after each round. So I bought Eddie Collins for $180,000. Glass, Brett Robinson, Willie Wells, Yaz, Oscar, Ken Griffey, Tris, and Sam Crawford. So I've got good players, but again, not a team you would expect to go far in Diamond. Good, but not great. Looking at my opposition. So this is Gonzaga, who had, I think, only 50 losses on the season. Here's their pitching staff: Adams, Galvin, Gooden, Lee, Maddox, Cy Young, Franco, Gagne, Glavin, Johnson, Newhouser, and Satchel Paige. When you can have Satchel Paige as your stopper or closer, you got good pitching staff. And then look at this: Yogi Berra and Josh Gibson. They're running the limited edition Pujols. Thomas, they've got Hornsby, Lajoie, Robinson, Rodriguez, Honus Wagner, Babe Ruth, Williams, Mays, Speaker, and Cobb. Look at those final 5. Williams, May, Ruth, Speaker, and Cobb. Arguably the top 5 guys for your outfield. Maybe you throw in a Sam Crawford, maybe you throw in a Delahanty, but these are kind of the meta cards that you're looking for, plus Honus Wagner, right? So these last 6 players, and Hornsby, Josh Gibson, that's what I'm up against. Remember, they were finished early. They had like a week off before I came back and won in game 7. So let's take a look how this series went. Game 1, I'm in their park. They are a neutral park. Everything's neutral. I'm a lefty cheese park. Because it's neutral, I figured I want to save my best lefty starters for my home park. So I took a huge gamble. Greg Maddux and Walter Johnson were tired. They weren't fresh. So I couldn't start either of them. So I went with John Smoltz. I brought him out of the bullpen and put him in as my game 1 starter. Well, he had a game of a lifetime. And I was able to win game 1 4-1. Game 2, I said, again, I don't want to put my best lefties in. I want to save them for my lefty cheese park. So Greg Maddux was fresh. I put him in. He beat me 6-4. We go back to my park for the next 3 games. I put in Cliff Lee. He puts in Dwight Gooden, lefty cheese park, and Gooden gets demolished. He gives up like 7 earned runs in the first couple of innings. So I win that game 12-2. Game 4, Gonzaga comes back and they destroy me. Even though I had lefty Grove pitching in a lefty cheese park, they beat me 9-4. Game 5, still in my ballpark. I have who do I have? I can't remember who I started. This would have been the Hal Newhouser. Yeah, I start Hal Newhouser. He starts Cliff Lee because he's figuring, hey, lefty cheese park. I'm putting in a lefty, and I'm able to win game 5 4-1. So I'm up 3-2. We head back to Gonzaga, and he just crushes me. 10-1. His Greg Maddux up against my Greg Maddux. Frank Thomas, Babe Ruth, they hit home runs, and Walter Johnson comes on for the save for his team. I don't know how he gets credit for a save because it's 10-1, but maybe he pitched 3 innings. So we're all even. 3 games apiece in the Diamond World Series. In his ballpark, we're now at game 7. And again, you can't go back and check things out in the game. You can only record things. So that's what I did. I record game 7. Let's see if I can get this activated here. Hopefully the video will play. Sometimes in this program, it doesn't play too well. So they've got Cobb, Wagner, Williams, Thomas, Ruth, Speaker, Hornsby, and I've got Speaker, Crawford, Collins, Yastrzemski, Votto, Brett, Charleston. Here we go. Dwight Gooden on the mound in their ballpark. Ty Cobb out in right field. Yeah, game 7 on the line. So again, these are only runners in scoring position. They always kind of start off with the first pitch of the game, first batter of the game, and my Tris Speaker pop up. I'm facing Dwight Gooden. Now we head to still in the top of the first. I got 2 men on. Here comes the pitch, and that is driven into center field. The runner's going to score from second base, and just like that, with 2 out in the first inning, the Gladiators have a 1-0 lead. We go to top of 4. Brett on first, Votto on second. This one's lined into right field. That's going to load up the bases. Bases loaded for the Gladiators, 1 away for Mickey Cochran up against Dwight Gooden. Not the guy I want at the plate. He strikes out. So 2 out, bases loaded for Tris Speaker up against their Dwight Gooden. Here comes the pitch. And Speaker lines that into right field. That goes to the wall. Runners come across from third, from second. Here comes the runner from first. He scores. on a bases clearing triple by my Tris Speaker, and it is 5-0. As we go to the bottom of the fourth, Ted Williams at the plate for Gonzaga. Here comes the pitch, and Williams crushes it. It is a deep home run to right field, and cue the comeback. Gonzaga on the board, 5-1 Gladiators after 4. And then the game jumps me all the way to the ninth. And I'm like, whoa, thankfully. Cliff Lee is on in relief for me, looking for the save. Honus Wagner at the plate. 2 away. And I'm thinking, come on, don't let this fall apart. He's got the heart of his lineup coming up. It is deep to center field on the warning track. It is caught, and the Rocky Mountain Gladiators somehow, with the team that I've constructed, are able to defeat Gonzaga E6. And yes, the Gladiators go on to perfect league. So Walter Johnson, I had pitching in the neutral park. He went 8 strong innings, only gave up 1 earned run, 2 hits. Cliff Lee comes on to close it out, and Dwight Gooden went 0-4 for his team in the playoffs. Arguably the best pitcher in the game went 0-4 in Diamond playoffs. So that was, again, this is just the random generator doing its thing. And I had no right to win this tournament with the players that I had. It went to 7 games. I beat the Dinkytown Dinks in 7 games. And now I get to try Perfect League one more time. So there you have it, guys. That is the recap, the fun recap that I get to do with my Rocky Mountain Gladiators. Excuse me a sec as I close some windows here that I don't need. All right. So yeah, I celebrated a little bit. I cheered, and I knew at some point I would make it back to Perfect League. I thought it would be once the new game came out and some of the players left. I thought maybe I had a better chance then. And I've been close getting to Perfect League in the last month or so, and things just fell into place. Picking up Eddie Collins, I think, was a real key move. And then micromanaging, making sure I had the right pitchers in the right park. If I just let it slide, I would have had my 2 best lefties going up in his park, and it probably would have cost me. So I had to find alternatives, and I gambled and went with John Smoltz in game 1, and he won the game. So this game, we love this game. It's a fun game. It can get frustrating. We can definitely have our ups and downs, but in the end, when you do win, it's gratifying. John Smoltz is best. Yes, John Smoltz is best. All right, let's go and let's take a quick peek, and I'll answer your question, Gristle Whistle, in just a second here. Let's go. And like I've said many times, like, I think I'm a decent manager at this game, but no way am I an expert. No way. There are so many great minds out there that I look up to and analyze the players and the cards of the game that I highly respect and I highly value their opinion. I just like to pass on information for the new people to get them going, and I get lucky once in a while. But when we look at my team history, the Gladiators have been in Diamond or higher since 2041. I think Gorgo might be the only one that has that streak beaten. Since 2041, they've been in Diamond or higher. They've been to Perfect League 3 times now. And playoff-wise, they've been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of the last 10 seasons, they've made the playoffs, and 12 of the last 13 seasons. So I must be doing something right. I don't know what, but again, following some of the great advice of your kidneys and follow Durden and in tournaments, bronze tournaments, iron tournaments, I Rock This comes out with some great data, and just following on the Discord and 39 Cobra, his data. It's just so many great minds out there that I go on feel more than numbers. So how is the player doing in the season? I go on intuition and just instinct a little bit, as some of you do, and it works sometimes. So yes, in Perfect League right now, just a quick update. The Rocky Mountain Gladiators are, look at that. We are 6-2. We are in a division with FFS Snails. Great, again, one of the best managers out there. Tito Elbas from E6, the Calvin Ball All-Stars, and the Chicago Wind Sox. So to answer your question, Gristle, about my ballpark, 12 of the last seasons I've been in playoffs, and that has happened ever since I went back to a lefty cheese park, because so many right-handed batters are meta now. In the last couple months, all the new cards that have come out, many of them are meta, just power hitters. Josh Gibson, Ty Cobb, like just big time hitters. And I don't know if Cobb is left or right, but you get what I mean. Mike Schmidt, all these guys, right-handed power meta hitters. So I decided I'm going to go to lefty cheese, and I'm going to build my pitching rotation on all the best left-handed pitchers. So my ballpark is kind of tough to see, but average versus left-handed batters, 1.1, 0.9 against right-handed. It's all lefty cheese. My doubles and triples are maxed out, and my home run is 1.1 for lefties, 0.9 for righties. So it's your typical right-hand cheese with high gap power potential. That's what I've run for the last last 13 seasons. And the only thing I've toyed around with is my doubles and triples. I wasn't sure, based on my outfield, if it should be maxed or not, but I've got Oscar, who's fully trained. I've got Tris Speaker, and I've got Sam Crawford in right field, who's probably better in left field, but I've got Oscar there. So I can kind of move these guys around left, center, right. Other than Tris, I've got Ken Griffey as a backup. And then I've got Carl Yastrzemski, who can play left, but have him kind of DHing. So you'll notice my lineup is almost all left-handed batters. I've got 3 righties, Glass, Brooks Robinson, and Willie Wells. My only 3 right-handed batters in the lineup. And pitching-wise, Lee, Grove, Newhouser, Valenzuela, and Matlick. I'd love Randy Johnson. That's the piece I'm missing. If I can get Randy Johnson, I think I would have the ideal starting rotation in a lefty cheese park. And then I've got Maddox and Johnson as my stoppers, but in the playoffs, I can bring them in a righty kind of situation when I'm not playing on home field. So right now, with the games that I've played, I'm 6-2, but I have played all my games at home so far. So I lost the first one, won 6 in a row, lost the last one. I'm going to hurt when I go on the road because I'm built for a lefty cheese park. So unless I want to micromanage every game and go to my reserve roster and move guys in and out, which I could do, I'm going to have to work with what I have. And the Jacob deGrom I have is the live one. So if you're wondering, why do you have Jacob deGrom on reserve? No, he's live. I don't have a deep bench because I'm a free-to-play player. I save up all my perfect points I get for the big guns. So I'm able to get one big gun every 2 or 3 seasons. unless I pull them in a pack. And this last season, during the playoffs, it was Eddie Collins, who right now is hitting 276 in perfect. So there you go. That's a little insight in how I was able to build this team. Cobb is a lefty. Yeah, yeah, I thought so because I think that was one of the guys I was still hoping to pull in a pack. Yeah. Do I have a 3D model? I don't think so. Let's see. Where's my park? Let's see. I don't play a lot around with the 3D stuff, so yeah, this is just the park I'm using right now. So no, I haven't constructed anything other than the uniforms. Haven't constructed anything else. But it's something that, I wouldn't mind toying with a little bit more. In the advanced settings, if you're unaware, you can go to advanced settings and you can customize your ball cap, your jersey. So I like the dark kind of maroon red, the black pinstripe pants with the gold, and then the away uniform, just a simple gray and red and gold. Again, just something that I created quickly at the beginning of the game. So yeah, there you have it. I'm honored to be in Perfect League right now. Looking at some of the teams there, from the top to the bottom, the Bay Cats. These are teams we hear about when Dish streams, right? When he's doing the live streams, these are the teams. McNush. We've got Snails, as I've mentioned. We've got the Tito Albas. Um, who else is familiar here? The Plutos, the champions from last season. And now I can go into their team and I can look at their ballpark and I can go, all right, well, they are changing it. They're not lefty cheese anymore. Okay, so they are high BABIP, low home run. So I always hope there are some lefty cheese. That way, when I'm on the road, it kind of helps me out a little bit too. Former champion Crescents, run by Hamlet, they're in there. Montreal Expos. And just looking at all the different flags, look at that. We've got 3, 4, 6 Canadians. We've got one from South Korea, one from, I believe that's Denmark or Norway. I think that's a Cuba. Is that a Cuba flag? Yeah, I don't know my flags that well. Spain. So we've really got a good representation from countries around the world. Australia. Yeah. And of course, a lot from America. So it'll be fun. Looking excited to give you guys a little bit of perfect team perspective. I know some of you have been there before. It is fun. It is exciting. But I know if I want to do well, I've got to micromanage, and I just don't really have the time for that. So I'm going to let things run. I'm going to keep an eye on my stamina a little bit. For example, like right now, all my pitchers are tired. Perfect team is a much different beast. Fernando, I guess Fernando's not. They have him as a reliever for some reason. Fernando, why are you listed as a reliever? You're a starter. There you go. Maybe because I had him in the bullpen during the playoffs. Pitch counts, I typically kind of run anywhere between 100 and 113, depending on the stamina. And for the bullpen, typically I go anywhere between 25 and 35. 35 more for the starters and 25 for the true relievers, of which I really only have Rivera and Franco. Rivera has let me down a lot. So I did not have him as a stopper in the playoffs, and I'm glad I didn't. He's much better for me in a middle relief role. Same with Franco. The higher levels, he kind of let me down as a stopper and setup guy. So I want my stud right-handed pitchers as my stoppers, at least for now. That could change. Denmark and Belgium. Cuba and Denmark. Okay, good. Manchester is England. Good. So got most of my flags right there. What else? Cicero, question. With all the missions released, with all the cards released, why do you not open your 300 packs? Yeah, that's a good point. And honestly, I get about 70 packs a week. So I have gone down to like 200, 250. And I like to open them on stream, but I get caught up, Cicero, with talking about other things and getting tournaments organized. That those of you that follow me notice I haven't opened a lot of packs recently, and my streams are still going over 2 hours. So yeah, it's not that I need to hoard them anymore. It's just I prefer to open them on stream, but I kind of tend to ignore them a little bit. But definitely, we're going to get to those, and it's kind of nice to know I made the perfect level, and still I can pull a tie cob. But yeah, we will open a few packs a little bit later. The only issue I see with your team is a lefty cheese team means you can't squeeze chain pass. That is a risk I don't think I would take. But honestly, in one of my perfecto drafts, in honor of you, I did take Shane Bass in one of the rounds. And I put him long relief, avoid high leverage. Yes. And I didn't win that tournament. Just in case you were wondering. All right, let us go and just take a quick peek. Hey, Snail Man, there you are. We're just looking. I just kind of mentioned I'm in the same division as you now. I am honored to be in your division, and can't wait till you beat the snot out of me. Unless it's at my park, maybe. I don't know what kind of ballpark you're running, though, if it's neutral or one of your unique strategies that you come up with. Yeah, Snail Man, if you don't know, he's the orchestrator of the 18 batters faced, 60 pitch count that was used effectively earlier in the game for a couple months, and it worked out really well for a lot of teams. And then when they changed and they updated the game, it kind of blew that strategy out of the water a little bit. So good to see you in here, Snail Man. All right, to our tournament. Let's go check in on that. Are we done round one yet? So again, winner of the lap tournament will get 5 standard packs at some point in the next 24 to 48 hours. I am up against the Waterbury Wassies. All right. The Redstone Rockets swept Mike and the Mad Dog 3-0, convincingly 8-5, 11-0, and 4-3. Congratulations to the Rockets. We have a 2-2 series between the Sleepy Hollow Horsemen and the Castle Hayne River Buffs. Game 5, Pat Zachary. So we're going to have Bronze Pat Zachary facing up against Plat 1, Jim Rooker. Zachary's a good bronze pitcher, but edge a little bit to Rooker. Congrats to the Cheddar Cheeseman. The Cheddar Cheeseman sweep Bay Area. And again, quite convincingly, 11-4, 8-2, 7-5. Another 5-game series between Vulcan, Cobra 39, and the PCL Legends tied at 2. We're going to have PCL Gavin Floyd going up against Vulcan's. Vulcan's Iron Live Alex Fredo. Little bit of an edge to PCL in the pitching department. Next series, 5 games. It is Silver Ghost tied up with the over 40. So that is going to be interesting. We're going to have Luke sending out Hank Borowy. That's a great pitcher to have in game 5. And another silver pitcher for Silver City Ghosts with Walter Ball. Ooh, good matchup there between the two teams. My Rocky Mountain Gladiators were able to beat Waterbury 3-1. MVP was Hack Wilson. Power. It's like he had a 4-game hitting streak, including 3 home runs. Never turn down Hack Wilson if you have a DH spot available. Round 1 MVP. Next series is going to 5 games too. That is the Bill Lee Space Cadets up against the Tennessee Orange Sox, tied at 2. The Cadets are sending up Tanaka, a bronze pitcher, against Ted Lilly, an iron pitcher. And then in the last series, we have Puyallup up against IND. It is going to game 5. And the sim has come in. Let's go and check out how these teams did. Who advances to round 2? So we had 1, 2, 3. We had 5 game 5s. All right, Sleepy Hollow against Castle. And Sleepy Hollow takes it 7-4. Pat Zachary, bronze pitcher, player of the game. 3 hits, 3 earned runs in 5 1/3 inning. So congrats to Sleepy Hollow. Next, we've got PCL Legends and Cobra, and the PCL Legends with Gavin Floyd taking the win. Fredo, the iron pitcher. Yeah, that was tough, Cobra. I mean, when you have an iron pitcher in game 5, he gave up 7 runs, 6 earned runs in 3 2/3 inning. That's why, yeah, I get stuck with iron pitchers too starting. That's where you definitely want to win in game 3 or 4. Next up, the Fair, IDBD up against Indianapolis. And whoa, the Fair took no mercy. 13-2. Yikes. On the back of Mr. Bill Steen. 5 2/3 innings, 2 earned runs. Babe Ruth, player of the game for the Fair. Tennessee up against the Space Cadets. And the Space Cadets in a slugfest, 10-6. Tennessee scores 4 runs in the 8th inning to make it a game. And then Bill Lee closes it out. Tanaka with the win. Was that an iron? No, it's a bronze pitcher. Ted Lilly, an iron pitcher. Yeah, there's another iron pitcher that gets lit up. 4 earned runs in 2 2/3 inning. Ed Konechny, player of the game. And in our 5th game 5, we've got over 40s up against the Silver Ghosts. And Luke, if you're home, congrats. 3 runs in the 8th inning. Comeback victory over the Silver City Ghosts. Connie Rector takes the win. 2nd win of the tournament. Mr. Moran blows the save. Silver live pitcher, giving up 3 runs in that 8th inning. Jose Cruz, player of the game. Wow, that's the most games that have gone to a game 5 in one of our tournaments so far. Good stuff. All right, let me just check the Clay. Yay, I won a series. All right. You thought I had 5 starting pitcher, and then round 13 was up, and Yeah. And Luke is home now. All right. So, Luke, congratulations on making the next round. So, in the quarterfinals, the Rockets will take on the Horsemen. Cheddar Cheeseman will take on the PCL Legends. And over on the right side, I'm up against Luke. Good luck, Luke. And the Space Lee or Bill Lee Space Cadets up against IDBD, and these guys have a rivalry. They have a pretty big rivalry in the last few weeks, and they're facing off against each other again. Cool. All right. We'll keep an eye on that. Twitter wise, let's check out Twitter. Nothing from the Perfect League Twitter site other than announcing last night's World Series. Congratulations again to the Plutos for taking their first Perfect Team World Series. Enjoy your trophy. Coming soon, guys. Less than 2 weeks. We're going to get Perfect Team or OOTP 24. In fact, what is it? 1 week from tomorrow or 2 weeks? Yeah, one week from tomorrow, we get to play the beta. If you have pre-ordered the game, then you will get to play the beta version next Tuesday. It should come out. Only on the Fast Spring, though. You have to pre-order the desktop version, not the Steam version. You will not get to play beta on Steam. However, if you're a Steam user, you still get that 10% discount. Simply wishlist it on your Steam account. And when it's released on Friday the 24th, you'll be able to download it and receive that free gold pack. Great championship series, the Perfect Team World Series that Aster and the Nerds United started off on a Friday night with both teams drafting the Country Clubbers and the Seattle Aftershock. That was a fun stream. If you guys are here in the chat, good job. That was really fun to watch. I really like your how you were able to show the players that were drafted and the cards of each of the players so seamlessly, and having both managers on to kind of walk us through why they picked the players that they did. So big shout out, big thanks to Durden, follow Durden and Astor. Here's the follow Durden channel right there. If you haven't followed them, they're usually on Monday nights. I don't know if they're on tonight though, because we're at the end of a cycle. But go check out their Twitch account and watch some of their videos on demand. So they did that on the Friday, and then Dish came on with the tie. Yeah, he came on with the tie and broadcast this game where the managers had live input in switching players in and out and all that kind of fun stuff. And the Aftershocks took it. So congratulations. This is Dragofred has to go down in OOTP Hall of Fame history as having one of the best game cycles we've seen. I mean, Perfect Team's only been out 4 years now, 3.5 years. But yeah, this is one for the ages. So Seattle may not have the Supersonics, but they've got the Aftershocks and are representing Seattle well. So if you haven't pre-ordered, you still have some time. It's about $41 Canadian, about $35 American. Get it now and get your 10% off and your free gold pack when Perfect Team is available. Again, love the coloring, love the look of the new Perfect Team. All right, baseball. Let's talk some real baseball here. Let's check in on the spring training. Look at that. My Blue Jays are crushing it 12-3. Let's keep that going into the regular season. Orioles are up on the Tigers in one game, and in the other split squad game, the Orioles are behind the Braves. Astros over the Nationals. Again, they've got to be a favorite to win the World Series again. And the Tigers are getting crushed by Tampa Bay 9-3. Twins up 1-0 on the Yankees. Very low scoring game there. Have you been watching the World Baseball Championship? Canada and Great Britain with the marathon yesterday. I know Luke and I were kind of chatting about that game, and it went on and on and on. Look at that. 8 runs in the first inning, 5 runs in the third inning, 9 runs in the fourth inning. So by the fourth inning, we were already probably 3 hours into the game. And then is there like a mercy rule? I've never seen this. Can a team just give up? Is there like a 10-run mercy rule? Because Great Britain, after not scoring in the seventh inning, the game was called. So with that 10-run lead, I'm guessing there's some sort of mercy rule. And Cicero confirms it. Okay. Yeah, it would have been a lot earlier. Is there a minimum? Do they have to play at least 5 innings or 7 innings before that kicks in? Yes, Clay is from Great Britain. Luke is from Great Britain. And I know Luke was chatting with me after the top of the first, going, woohoo, 3-0, getting all excited. And I said, Luke, it's early. Canada, they're probably a slow starter. And then boom, we score 5 of our own in the bottom of the bottom of the first. All that you were robbed of, Luke, was maybe another 2 innings of gameplay. And that's your own team's fault. And the uniforms of Great Britain look like they're out of like a Microsoft Word document. Like just type in with the Arial font, Great Britain with a period, and there you go. Mind you, Canada's uniforms aren't great either. So watching those two teams in those uniforms was, come on, it's the World Baseball Championship. Go all out, spend some money on some uniforms. Yeah. Yeah. If the mercy rule didn't kick in, it would have been a comeback, right? You would have won 19-8. Maybe in the OOTP version. All right, let's go back to let's check out what's going on today. How did the Americans do? Just asking. How did the Americans do yesterday? Italy won. Japan won. Israel, which is cool. I saw the Israeli lineup card, and all the player names were in Hebrew on their lineup card. And of course, I can't read Hebrew, so it didn't make sense. Venezuela over Puerto Rico, big game there. Oh, there it is, Mexico and the U.S. Mexico. Sandoval with the win, Martinez with the loss. So yeah, that's a huge ramification game. I mean, both these teams will probably come out of Pool C, but if Canada somehow knocks one of these two teams out, if Canada can beat the US is in big danger. And Australia over the Czech Republic. Love that Czech team, very underdog team. Today, the Dominican Republic beating Nicaragua 6-1 in the top of the ninth. Wednesday's a key game because it's Dominican Republic versus Puerto Rico. Winner of that may advance. Dominican Republic losing that first game really hurt their chances. Great Britain, there you go. Clay and Luke, you guys are up. Warm-up time. You guys have a plane to catch or something? Why are you guys playing like 3 games in less than 48 hours? Jeez. Great Britain is not really favored in terms of the schedule. You've got Visa going up against Cuevas. So good luck, Great Britain. Come on. Let's pull this one out. Let's pull off an upset. Israel and Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico should win that one fairly handily. And look at this. 8 o'clock tonight. Oh boy, oh boy. Very well-known player that can't even have his own real picture up. That's how good he is. He doesn't even get a real pitcher. Brat up against Lance Lynn. Oh, baby, yes. Canada versus the U.S. Where are they playing? They're playing in Arizona, Chase Field. And we got a bunch of these no-name American players. I haven't heard of most of them. I think I heard of that Arenado guy. I think he might be popular. But look at this Canadian lineup. Oh, Freddie Freeman, and we've got Freddie Freeman. We got Freddie Freeman at first base. Look at that. America, you're in trouble. Freddie, you need to hit probably 4 grand slams. So there you go. That game is on tonight. The first, we'll see how the first couple innings go. And what else do we have? I think that was it. I thought I saw a game that was like 22-9 or something. Where was that? 22-2. So Korea, the mercy rule kicked in. So the mercy rule kicks in after 5 innings. Okay, because look at that box score. China, you played well in that first inning. I'll give you credit. But then, it was 16-2 after 4. So they had to play the 5th inning, which gave Korea 4 more runs. Yikes. All right. Well, it looks like we have, I think, is it 1 week from today the playoffs start? Let's see. Nope. Oh, they start Friday. Friday, we start to see the playoffs. Top 2 teams from each pool make it in, and then our finals go, I guess, next Wednesday. It's not showing here. Semis are on Tuesday, so the finals, maybe they'll delay it a few days. I don't know what day the finals are. All right, let's check out this chat here. Let's check out the Go Canada Go chats. Oh, say, can you see how you'll get beaten by the Canucks? What do we got? WBC clearly doesn't have wild card advantage. You know, this isn't that OOTP version, Gristle. It is not. I don't know if you're serious or not, Luke, but they want to play their 3 games and get out of there because they can't afford the hotels. They used their uniform budget all up and they couldn't afford hotels. So let us play a triple header and get back on the plane because we can only afford 1 night of hotels. Oh, that's a good one. Any truth to the rumor that the Canadian players have been apologizing after every time they strike someone out? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but that may be a true fact. Yeah. But we may apologize a lot, but it comes with a free Tim Hortons gift certificate for a free donut and coffee, eh? Because we like our coffee, eh, up here, and our donuts, eh? All right, so there is your World Baseball Championship update. On tomorrow we're going to do our final playdown of the final 16. We've got 2 teams left in the final 16. We won't even need to spin the wheel because there's only 2 teams left. Either the 1967 Mets or the 1995 Blue Jays will go on to the round of 8. And speaking of rounds, how about the March Madness starting up? Who are you going for? Who's going to win March Madness? And don't just pick the favorites. Pick like a number 3 seed or a number 4 seed. I always cheer for Gonzaga because that's kind of like close to where I live in Alberta. And Gonzaga never really has a lot of luck. They get top seeding a lot of times, but they just don't tend to go far unless they've won in the last couple years. And if they have, let me know. Welcome again, guys. 140 plus of you here. Episode 76. Kenny Official, if you're still here, thank you so much for the follow. You are follower number 612. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks to the New Zealand, if that's New Zealand breaks. Thank you. It's probably late at night or very early in the morning there in New Zealand. And again, a couple of you from the UK are Canadians, are Americans, South Korea, Denmark, and one from Colombia. Ooh, one from Colombia. So this again is for our Colombian viewer. Great Britain against Colombia. So Clay and Luke up against whoever our viewer is tuning in from Colombia. That game is in the top of the first. We'll check that out before we sign off. Again, guys, we will be doing a draw for 15 standard packs to 2 different users. One of you will walk away with 10 standard packs, and one will walk away with 5 packs. The other 5 packs will go to today's tournament winner once that is decided. All right, let me just go back to my OOTP. How are we doing here on time? We are fine. So I did see some theme team winners. EVC will be covering that in his stream in about an hour and a half time. I believe he's going on at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. But a big congrats again to Cubs fan Steve. Big congrats to Monterre Don for being a couple of the winners in theme team. And let's go and check in on the unknown Blue Jays, who avoided relegation. They are the little engine that couldn't. They're consistent diamond performers, but they just keep barely escaping relegation. All right, so let me just get this queued up first. And here we go. Oh, we've got controversy in the first between Great Britain and Colombia. Oh, Luke, fill us in. What is the controversy in this big matchup for Great Britain? Hit by pitch, or was he swinging? Ooh. All right, keep us informed on that. All right, the Jim Unknown Blue Jays, for the first time in a long time, are not in a division with my other team because they went up to perfect, and they are currently 5-3 right now, leading the division against Cleveland Archangels, Willsboro Warriors, and Bobby Sox with the pancake breakfast. Having a few too many pancakes on this Monday because they are 2-7. Come on, pancakes. Maybe it's time to switch to waffles. Who wants waffles? Look at that. Edinburgh. Edinburgh? The Diamond Devils are 8-1. This is a perennial perfect league team. They've been up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 diamond championships. They have 2 perfect league championships. They are in the same diamond league as the Blue Jays. Sucks to be the Blue Jays this week, that's for sure. However, I did pick up someone for the Blue Jays on the weekend. Tell me if this was a bad choice. I spent $400. He's not even in the lineup. That's what happens when you use OOTP Go on Sundays. It messes up your lineup. Okay, let me go and find him. I think I got him on this team. Where is he? Where is he? Oh, this guy, Honus Wagner. Have you heard of him? I picked him up on the card shop. Tell me if this was a wise decision. I know it's late in the cycle, but you got to spend your points somewhere, right? What did I get him for? 375,000 perfect points. No. That was my buy order. And eventually I sold some more cards and I came up with 475,000 perfect points. Is Honus worth 475,000 perfect points? He replaced Wade Boggs. Wade Boggs, he went to the bench. Honus Wagner is now, see, I've got Boggs and Kell at third base. And I know Kell is a silver pitcher or silver hitter. But I'm a loyal manager. Look at that. He's played since 2036 on the team with a career batting average of 283, mainly in gold and diamond. Last year in diamond, he hit 280, and so far this year, he's hitting 429. I'm not replacing George Kell. I'm going to replace Wade Boggs. 174, 248, 246. See, when I talk about, I don't look at analytics a ton, although I still look at it. I go by the feel of the game and the player. Here's where I say Boggs by far the better card, but George Kell is performing a lot better. So Boggs goes. Honus Wagner comes in. And of course, Honus is going to play against both sides at third base. Going to move him up. Yeah. Move him up a bit. And over here, you're playing third base, and you're going to go replace Willie Wells up there. Good. And George Kell, you're still on the team, buddy. Still on the team as a backup now. Good. We'll put him over here as a pinch hitter. Can you run, George? Not really. So yeah, I've been running George Kell, a silver card on my team since, when was that? 2036. But I heard Honus Wagner might be worth it. It was either Wagner or Hornsby. Both were kind of about the same price. His last 10, on the card shop right now, 434. So there was a buy order for 443. There was one on the shop for 475. And I thought, if I want him, I'm going to have to pay the full price, because obviously the seller wasn't willing to come down to 443 yet. And if I, just nickeled and dimed it, someone else might have bought him at full price, and then I wouldn't have a shot at him. This late in the game, it's hard to get a lot of these good cards unless people are selling off. I did pay over level 10, which I'm okay with, because what am I going to do with those perfect points anyway? And the other one I was considered was Hornsby. He's got a little higher last 10. None on the card shop right now. Yesterday, there were two of them for about 475, one each, one Hornsby and one Wagner. And I went with Wagner just because of the versatility. You'll give me 250? I'll bet you give me 250. Nope. He is going to stay on the Jays for now. All right. We've got a few more minutes before the draw, so I'm going to open up just a few packs here. Over 200 on the Jays team. We're going to save the perfect pack for tomorrow. And then we're going to take a quick look at the theme team. We've got a diamond card. Diamond. This is where I would normally like to say, come on, Jack Glass, you know what? Or come on, Eric Gagne. But those plat cards aren't in anymore. So it's a Sean Murphy. I miss the platinum cards in packs. I really do. It was such a thrill getting even a bronze platinum in the packs. Now there's just so many lives or so many cards that just don't matter on your team. Unless you hit a historical diamond or historical perfect or the very rare high valued silvers, just not a lot to chase. Unless it's Ty Cobb. All right, that is all we're going to do here because I do want to get over to the theme team very quickly to see how they're doing. Again, they lost out in the playoffs, which EVC will cover in about an hour's time. All right, we'll exit out there. Any update, Luke, on the game? Has Britain blown it open yet with 3 runs in the first? Oh, Clay pulled the trigger a little early on selling Cobb. Yeah, back then that was probably quite a bit. I just wish I would have bought Rogers or Honus earlier because they were cheaper at one point. Good luck getting Cobb for under $1 million now. Unless it's just someone selling off and saying, here, I don't care. First person to put up minimum gets them. Which does happen. If you're looking for a specific player on the card shop, keep a close eye on it in the next 2 weeks because there will be teams selling off their cards so they can rip perfect packs. A lot of managers like to do that at the end of the cycle. Sell off everything and buy like 40 perfect packs or more. So if you're looking for a Cobb, a Randy Johnson, a Wagner, a Hornsby, ooh, we got a couple choice packs too. Nice. All right, theme team. We are at the bottom. We're with a converted theme team, which is a Yankees theme team. They lost in the finals of Diamond. We're with Mr. Audit's Reed Sox, the not so perfect team run by the Huseman, and EVC's Disco Balls, who won gold last week. Woo! What a division. Ouch. Lights, camera, action are in a lot of trouble this week. Mr. Audit, take it easy on me. Ouch. Let's take a quick peek. Randy Johnson, Cy Young, Walter Johnson, Roger Clemens, and Carl Hubble. Starting lineup for lights, camera, action. And hitting wise, Crawford, Speaker, Votto, McGuire, Fred Lind, Machado, Carew, Berra, and Tony Fernandez. My McGuire's done pretty good home run wise. 4th year in Diamond, he's hit 24, 34, and 45 home runs last season. Last season? Look at this guy. Mark McGuire, 45 home runs and 125 RBIs and 103 walks. Whew, 176 strikeouts, but we'll ignore that. That's great for a Mark McGuire. I don't mind that strikeout number when he's getting 125 RBIs and 45 home runs. Very good. Let's just see who they play. Well, they don't play Mr. Auditel tonight, so we can't do a live game of that one. 0-0 at the end of the first inning. Great Britain, that is a victory. Colombia didn't score on you. Great, great, great victory for you. All right, let's go open some lights, camera, action packs. Just because. Let's see. Let's see if we can pull something decent. No gold, no diamond, no high valued historical silver. Everyone's so excited for the new game, as I am excited for the new game, but want to finish this one off with a bang. No, no theme team has made it up to Perfect League yet. They've come close so many times. All right, last pack. Who do we got behind this pack? We've got a gold, and that is Zach Gallen. We're going to sell him off. And since we have a break coming up, we'll open a few more throughout the break. If I do come across a diamond or a perfect card, I will pause. But here is our last break, guys. We have the contest coming up right after the break. Stay tuned. Be back in 90 seconds. Keep me updated on that Great Britain game. All right, we are back for the last segment here, guys. We are going to start our contest in just a little bit here. 10 packs to one winner, 5 packs to another winner. And then we're going to go check in on the tournament, see how things are shaking up there. And then we're going to call it a day on this Monday. Thank you once again to over the 130 people that are currently watching. I know it's Monday. I know we're towards the end of a game cycle, and maybe some of you guys are burnt out with OOTP 23 and need a little bit of a break before you get into the next version. Totally understand and get that. But thank you guys for tuning in on a Monday. So today, again, we're going to give 2 away. First name will get 10 packs, and the second name will get 7 packs. So let me just get this set up. And all that kind of stuff. There we go. All right, the contest is live, and we're going to keep this running for a little bit. Exclamation enter, exclamation ticket. You guys know this. You probably got hotkeys already set up for that. Wildcat Bandit, again, squeaked in as the #1 entry. Cicero's in, Cobra's in, Fanatic, Clay, big time winner. Clay's won a few times. Gristle Whistle, Mr. Audit, Mr. Ree. Good to see you, Mr. Ree from Baltimore area. So we're going to keep that running for a little bit. We'll come back and check on that in a second here. I do want to check in our tournament, see who is still alive and kicking as I face off against Luke. And I've had Mr. Luke's number quite a bit lately. All right, let's go check out where we are at in the tournament. Looks like most of the series are done. Yes, they are. Okay, there's our tree. We've only got one more series left to go. The Redstone Rockets are up against Sleepy Hollow. The Cheesemen swept the PCL Legends. I was able to get by Luke. I don't know how this team was able to sweep Luke. And the Bill Lee Space Cadets. In this rival series, the Fair took this one 3-0. So let's take a quick peek here. We have in Game 5, Terry Mulholland, Silver Terry Mulholland going up against the Bronze Zachary again. Zachary did well. He won Game 5 in Round 1 for the Sleepy Hollow Horsemen. Can he repeat it? The Cheesemen dominated 15-6, 12-2, 5-3. Brooks Robinson, the player of the series. for the Cheddar Cheeseman. My team beat Luke 3-2, 10-7, and 4-2. Hack Wilson, for the second time, was a series MVP. Look at this guy. Look at his stats. 31 plate appearances, 11 hits, hitting .440, 5 home runs, and 9 RBIs. Draft Hack Wilson in your drafts. He's pretty good. And the Space Cadets losing to the Fair 3-0, 10-7, 11-6. 99 Charlie Gehringer was the player of the round, hitting .379 for the Fair. So we've almost got our finalists in. We should have the sim come in by the time we wrap up here. Exclamation enter, exclamation ticket. Let's just take a quick peek. My team, I've got Smoltz, Murray, Grantham as my top 3 picks. The Cheeseman, Brooks Robinson, John Franco, and Cy Williams as the top 3. The Fair, of course, they got I think the best 3 I've seen so far. Babe Ruth, he's only hitting .455 with 4 home runs. Charlie Gehringer, and top bunt Justin Verlander. So yeah, that's a great 3 first cards there for the Fair. And who else is still in this? We've got who am I missing here? I'm missing the Horsemen and the Rockets. Rockets, they got Doc White, Diamond Ricky Henderson, hitting .367. And top bunt, Logan Webb. Wow, Logan Webb gave up 7 earned runs in his last game. And for the Horsemen, they drafted Dutch Leonard, Preacher Rowe, and they went all pitching with their first 3. Ben Sheets. So they're relying on the pitching. Ben Sheets, though, 6 earned runs over 3 innings in his last game, so not having a strong tournament. All right, so again, congratulations to the 5 teams that have advanced so far, waiting on one more semifinal. And then, yeah, once we decide the winner, some packs will be sent your way. Exclamation enter, exclamation ticket if you want in on the contest. We're going to let it run about 2 more minutes, or until Great Britain scores a run, whichever comes first. $30 entries so far. Come on, guys, over 100 of you here today. Get in on this contest. Win some final packs for OOTP 23. Let me see if there's anyone to raid. Looks like EVC started early today. I did not realize he started early. All right, we will wrap this up. Thank you guys for supporting the channel, always being here, involved in the chat, following, subscribing. It is a great day for baseball. World Baseball Championships, spring training, OOTP, a new week, new hope, new chances. And yes, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. As I always mention, tune for that. One final update here. Let's check in on the World Baseball Championships. exclamation enter, exclamation ticket. 1-0 Colombia over Great Britain in the second inning. And of course, the big game tonight, Canada, USA. Go Canada. Great Monday. Tune in tomorrow to TJ as he interviews Matt Arnold and they talk about franchise mode for the new game. That will be on right after I stream tomorrow. It would be on at 3 p.m. Eastern, right on the Twitch channel. So I will lead you into them tomorrow after my stream. Have a wonderful day, guys. Go open some packs. Go check out the theme teams in EVC. Laptop Hound signing out of the studios. Make it a good one.